Alright, so I pulled my Yamaha SX210 out for the season to get the season going, get it ready, and discovered my steering was stuck. I was able to free it, but it never really got, it was really stiff. After a bunch of troubleshooting, I figured out it was the starboard steering cable. So after seeing online on the jet boat forum, people talking about forcing oil up into them, I went ahead and took the linkage off here and pulled this little boot off and basically run a hose to this, clamp it on, fill the hose with oil, hook the other end of the compressor, and force the oil up into it. So I decided to give it a try today. Messed up the first part of this video, had to come back out and kind of reshoot it here in the dark. So it's a little bit chopped up, but hopefully it'll make sense. Okay, I got the tape off, and I found out if you take an 11mm wrench, it fits perfectly behind here, and you can pop that little seal off. I wish I could buy it. Okay, I went and got this reinforced clear hose so I could see the oil moving. It has a 3-inch inside diameter. You could get some probably lighter, but this tube is good to 225 psi, which I'm not going to put that much in it. This is Home Depot. 2 hose clamps and a way to connect it to a compressor or whatever you have, so that could vary on this end. So let me put all this together and hook it on. Alrighty, so now I have the compressor end on, and I don't know if you can see it, but I got oil in this, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how much oil I got in it. I'm just going to give it a shot here. And you can see it there. That was the hardest thing to do. Get oil in here. Get the smallest funnel you can find, and be prepared for it to go everywhere. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So now it's all left to do is hook it up to the compressor. Let me get a stand for the camera here. Okay, I'm thinking I might need to jump in the boat and turn the steering wheel while doing this, but let's see if anything blows loose. I got the compressor set at 40 psi, and I'm just using synthetic 5W30 oil. I don't know what's best. I'm just going by what I saw online. So let's hope it doesn't just blow off and blow oil everywhere. Okay, it actually seems to be, I don't know if it's working or not. I'm going to shut this off a minute. I'm going to climb up in the boat, at least nothing blew loose, and start working the steering. Alright, well, it's definitely pumping oil down. Oil line's here now. It was all the way like up here. There's another rubber boot up there, right where it enters the boat, and it started dripping oil out of that. So that's got a hole in it. Or, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's seeping out around the boot. But it's definitely made a difference. I think I'm going to increase the pressure a little bit. And working the wheel up there is definitely, it caused it to loosen up. It's not making a binding noise that it was making before. And it's a lot easier to turn. Not as easy as I'd like it to be, but it's definitely more manageable now. So let me crank the pressure up. Alright, get everything back together. I had, at 60 psi, this rubber boot back here, I had oil dripping from it, and then when it ran out of oil, it was just kind of, you could see sputters of oil and air coming out of it. I'm thinking that's where most of my water intrusion has happened, instead of back here. It could have been anywhere. So I'm going to work on something to hopefully try to seal this up. Now, did this work? To an extent, yes, it did work. It definitely freed my steering up. I'd say it is 75, maybe 80% better than it was. I mean, it's still a little stiffness, but it was actually making a, you could actually hear the steering. It was making a binding kind of noise as you turn the wheel. It's not doing that anymore. No sound. It's nice and smooth. It's just still a little bit stiff. I don't know if that's something that's going to work out or not. I guess time will tell. We'll see what happens. I guess I'll report back. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be replacing me some steering cables at about $400. Probably this season, but we'll see how it goes.